Good morning, welcome back to the farm. Walking through frozen mud today. Sounds a bit like walking on poppadoms. First thing I did when I arrived here this morning was notice that the sheep were at the top of the field, quite easy to spot, easy to see from a distance. So I took the opportunity to refill their hay cage when they weren't looking, because if they see me approach the hay cage with an armful of hay, I get mobbed. It's a very cuddly, boisterous kind of mobbing, but it is still a mobbing, and it isn't, the most amount of fun I have here in a day. So I took the opportunity to refill the cage nice and quickly this morning. It was like a special ops mission. I was in and out before they even knew what was happening. And then I called over to them. Hey you! That's my typical cry for the ewes. I don't know if they like it, but they know it. If you're a subscriber or follower of Happy Meander Farm, then you must know that I have very nearly exhausted my stock of ewe jokes. I'm sure you'll be very disappointed about that. It's a very sunny day though, despite the frosty ground over by the barn and the ground that sounds like poppadoms when you walk on it. It's a fine sunny day here at Happy Meander Farm, and it's a fine sunny day in my heart as well, because I'm really delighted to announce that the Happy Meander Farm yearbook is now available on sale on Amazon and on eBay. It's a self-published book. It's about 104 pages, full colour, and lots of fun. It's a big, loud, bright, fun book. A bit like us here at the farm, really. So the real news today, and the whole point of talking to you on this very short little podcast, this little mini audio, is to give an update on Ralph, who has not been drinking enough water lately. Now, there's quite a few reasons why pigs will not drink water. So I was really pleased to hear that. If you'll forgive the sarcasm, I was not pleased to hear that. It seems there's always a myriad of reasons why animals stop doing something that they should. And it's just a case of sort of playing detective, a bit of a game of trial and error, and a bit of a game of elimination, really. So Ralph is drinking, although it's a bit of a struggle to get him to do it at the moment. He doesn't seem to have a problem with what he's drinking out of, so lapping from a trough or a bowl still seems to be his preferred method of drinking. He didn't get to grips with the teat that we brought him the other week. If you want to learn more about the teat and all of the sniggering that I had to endure every time I said teat or nipple to somebody, then the previous podcast, I will direct you to that. So having established that he hasn't got a problem with the thing he's drinking out of or how he's drinking it, we've then got to look at the water itself. So looking at the temperature of it, well, today it was 0 degrees when I woke up this morning, so that water was too cold for them, even though I think it was the type of water that he wanted. I think the stream water at the moment must contain too much sodium for Ralph, and I also think that it's the temperature of it as well. So how we've done this, how I've sort of come to this conclusion, been bringing him small pots of water with little bits of fruit juice in it. The stream water warmed up, he wouldn't touch. The stream water slightly cooler than room temperature with a bit of fruit in it, he wouldn't touch. But tap water, mains water, that he is drinking, whether it's, and he prefers that to be warmed up to a little bit higher than room temperature with a dash of fruit juice in it. And that seems to be doing the trick. It's not an ideal solution, neither is it a long-term sustainable one, but it is buying some time before I can get a pig drinker. I've got my eye on one. There's a full kit, but if I get it, I get it, and I'll tell you more about that at the time. But for those of you who are worried about Ralph weakening and dehydrating, don't worry, we're on it. We're on it like 3 ewes on a bale of hay. We are on it, and he's doing all right at the moment. He's out grazing right now in the sunshine. He's just been investigating the sheep who were eating the hay that I gave them in their hay cage. Just got one of the ewes coming up to me now. It's Valerie. No, she's not stopping. She's moving on. Other things we're doing as well to help Ralph drink, to interest him in water, is cut up bits of slices of cucumber and put those in the trough, so they just sort of float on the surface. Yeah, cucumber floats. Did you know that? Not a whole one, but slices of it seems to float. Thin ones do. Grapes don't float. Everyone knows that apples float, and if you were following us the other day, you may have seen pictures of Ralph with his face in the trough trying to bob for the apple that was in there. And I said to Dominique as we were leaving, I said, do you know what, if those pigs figure out why those apples are floating the way they are, they're going to make a mess. It took for me to arrive the next day. When I arrived, the pigs are going quite crazy inside the barn. They're all excited and they're jumping up at the door, and quite often they jump up at the door, slide down the door, and end up with a trotter or two inside the water trough. Ralph saw the apple bobbing about more than usual and took his chance. He got the whole thing. It was quite a large apple, the whole thing in his mouth. Barn door open, and he runs out across the field with the apple stuck right in his mouth. Exactly as you'd imagine a pig on a spit to be, with an apple stuck in its mouth. Ralph was like that, but, you know, still moving of his own accord. So the apple bobbing thing really only lasted a day before I had to change it to cucumber, which is slightly more difficult for him to remove, but still worth the effort. So as he opens his mouth to try and remove the cucumber, so water goes in and he ends up getting hydrated without really intending to. I was quite keen to try different types of water for them. So they've had rainwater, they've had stream water, which has also got a bit of rainwater in it, and he's tried the mains water as well. So it's definitely the mains water that he likes. I mentioned last time that I was a little bit conscious of, you know, trying to trick him with fruit juice to drink the stream water, as animals quite often know what's bad for them. They just have this kind of innate instinct for what's bad for them. And so I'm not trying to sort of get him into drinking the stream water. I have accepted that he doesn't enjoy the stream water. If you wondered what that strange noise was, then it was me picking up twigs and crushing them in my fingers as I speak. I don't know why I do this. It's a nervous thing, I think. So I'm just going to drop it now. Put it down, Martin. Good boy. So that's an update on Ralph then, and what we're doing to get him to drink. As I say, long term, he needs a drinker, something that's going to keep the water warm. Or yes, we're on it. We're certainly on it, and we're certainly keeping an eye on the chap, because he's such a nice lad. He really is. He's so agreeable most of the time, and I'm trying not to worry about it. Just looking at the ewes, they're just wandering away now from where they were eating the hay cage, which is stationed next to their shelter now, to make it less farther for me to walk with bales of hay. It's sweet watching them because they get excited. You wouldn't think 3 ewes could get so excited over bales of hay, but my goodness, they do. Every so often, they stop eating, and the two that are standing next to each other just playfully butt each other's heads and then go back to the hay. So I'm guessing they're just really, really happy. The sheep are now moving away from the hay cage. Chief is sort of in the middle of the field, a few yards away from me at the moment, not digging, just grazing. And Ralph is grazing as well, grazing in the shade, it looks like. From my vantage point, I can see across the green fields to the Carmarthenshire fens in the distance, which were all lit up in the sunlight this morning, and especially bright with their dusting of snow up there. It really is a gorgeous day, a very fine day. Because, as I said, the Happy Meander Farm yearbook is finished, and it's available for you to buy right now on Amazon and eBay. If you're going to buy it, I'd encourage you to buy it on eBay if you can, because it means that the writer gets the full royalty payment. But however you choose to purchase and enjoy the book, I'll just be happy that you do. I'm Martin Gregory, the author and sometimes storyteller. If you're interested in me, you can find more about me on noscriptforlife.wordpress.com. That's noscriptforlife.wordpress.com if you want to follow me, Martin Gregory. I've got an author's profile on Substack as well, martingregorywrites.substack.com. But it's probably the animals you're interested in, and rightly so. They're far more cuter than I am. And you can find more about Happy Meander Farm on YouTube and on Facebook and Substack. The website is happymeanderfarm.substack.com. It's free to subscribe. Every written post that I put out, every video, every audio, every podcast that I put out, it's all free. Only the written material from 2025 is behind a paywall. And that's only because some of it found its way into the book. And so I have to be fair to the people who purchase the book. But other than that, everything we do is free to access and to see. And we really hope that you do. It just leaves me to say thank you very much for listening. Hope you'll come again. And bye for now.